on my way home down the mountain. How overgrown it is. I've been macheteing the hell out of it, but it's still grown. One man with a machete. One tired man. I macheted for a couple hours today. But I was going to talk about that shit that's always there in Israel, but I'm gonna leave that alone. I think that's the easiest way to get strikes. Even if you don't have any viewers, I don't think that matters. But we know it's AI, so there's trigger words. I always blow that, but whatever. I don't. Let's see what happens. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm gonna censor myself. Let them do it. Not making any money at it. Well, if you make money at it, then you got a lot of people viewing you, so that means you will be censored. If you get a few 100,000, I think, you know, they start probably talking to you. At that rate, you're commercialized when you're doing it. You're selling. You've already sold out at that point. Shit, I'll be happy with a couple hundred views. But, yeah. My flat earth journey, my truth journey. You know, when you first become a flurfer, whatever you, flat earther, that's one of the nicknames. A flat tard. You become a flat tard, then it's strange. You know you are right. You're following your instincts correctly. You know you're being true to everything. Use that, because if you go through the process of challenging yourself to whether it's flat or round, it doesn't take that long for you to realize that it's flat and it's a joke, and it's. So I don't know, when people that are friends of mine, that when I show them or whatever, and then they want to say no, that it's round, I have trouble being friends with them, because it's hard to respect people. It's that simple. And I have the water talk. That's what I call. That's like the freeway to waking the hell up, because we all know water is flat. But it doesn't matter. You're not proven. I think it was proven a long time ago. Anybody who's still saying it's round is either getting paid for it, like Witsy Gets It, or what's the other dickhead's name? I forgot his name. Who I called those dudes out long before that. I knew they were. I knew whoever was leading that shit, I knew was going to be rotten. I met Witsy Gets It when he came to Santa Monica. And I could tell that something was up. He just didn't act like a normal dude. And I knew, once you realize that the earth is flat, and that's the truth, then you can understand that the government that has, they're just covering it up. They will spend money and use efforts to kill those rumors or whatever. Hell, they did the whole fake space travel, the whole fucking fake shit to travel to the moon and all that. Now they're talking about going to Mars. And then they can't even go back to the moon, but they never went to the moon. And every time they talk about it, they always give you a date farther away, and that day comes and goes. It's obvious, man. Anybody who can't see what's going on, I'll break it down for you. They found the firmament around in the 50s. Bird did. And they studied it or whatever then, because it was in one version of the Encyclopedia Britannica. It had some of the measurements that they had found, and that was like I think 58, and then 59, you had the Antarctic Treaty, shut it all down. And then space travel. It's like a freaking movie, because it is. But all the space travel, and think about all the movies, all the brainwashing about space, Star Wars, all that stuff. It wasn't entertainment. And every year, different toy. And it was all space, this, space, that. Always space, man. Space. Because they got to get them young. And by the time those kids grow up, try to tell them space ain't real, like I try to tell them. Or tell my mom, even. My mom. She still don't want to hear. But it's hilarious. All the shows. Every space show you ever watched was not, even the ones now, like Futurama and all that shit. It's not really, haha. But it's the main theme of the show is to get you in that galaxy mode, where you go up and you go out into Milky Way galaxies, and there's other Earth type places and all that stuff, and like Buck Rogers and all that shit. They do that early so that you never question it. And that's like with some of my friends that they can't get over that they were fooled, or they just don't want to admit it. Get over it, man. You were fooled. I was fooled. But I don't understand the hanging on. What are you hanging on to? You're hanging on to the side of the fucking pool. Scared you're gonna fucking drown. And then when you come over to the reality, and I'm telling you, it's all you have to do. And nothing in your life will change, except other than the fact that you've accepted something and you understand something, and you look at the world differently, because you know truth about what it is. And you can actually see all the things. Ooh, sorry, buddy. You can see all the. There's proof all around, everywhere. NASA proves it all the time. Come on, man. Oh, and that's another thing I had to touch on. That NASA, what was it, 1980 or so? That space shuttle that blew up, it was a Challenger. And I want anybody who went to school then, if you can remember like me, I remember everything. The day that happened, and the day before, I remember the teachers at Field School, where I was going to school, were all in a hustle to make sure everybody had TVs. For some reason, this one, everybody had to see. And I remember my teacher, Mrs. Hanze, an Irish lady with a big old nose, and she was hustling. It was like she was stressed out about it. And I remember just, you're in the 6th grade and you're like, what? Whatever. So, now that I look at it, that was a evil social experiment. Because they wanted every kid in the country to see those people supposedly blow up. And we all know they didn't. Oh, if you don't, they didn't. If they did blow up, they landed in universities as professors and CEOs and companies, or they had twin brothers that nobody knew about. They all lived, and and none of them changed their names either. That was the amazing part. You would think somebody would want to change their name, But I guess they weren't worried about it. Some of those people have been confronted about that, and they say, no, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. Like the one girl is a professor at Harvard or some shit, like one of those Ivy League schools. And she didn't change her name, She was the one I think was supposed to be the teacher. And when you think about it, how cruel that is, that they lied. And I'll tell you, every time you see a rocket go up, I don't care if SpaceX, nobody is in that rocket. I guarantee you, nobody is in those rockets ever. Because when it comes down to it, who in the fuck is going to get in the nose cone of a missile? Because that's what you're doing. I mean, they don't put people in there ever. And when they did that one, they did it on purpose because it was an experiment. And also, what they were doing was they needed that to see. It's always good to use death to cover up something you're doing. So that was to verify. See, they did go to the moon and all that. Stop questioning that. But look at all these people died. See how it works. And but what a bunch of BS. And to this day, think of the money there. Where's that money going? Man, it's unbelievable what they've done to this country. Through BS. And I always tell people, every time you see all that, if everybody just called the shit everybody agreed that it was BS, we could change everything quickly. But everybody I don't even understand how anybody gets there. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. But all they're doing is hiding God. If they would have let us know all the stuff they found, because that's all they did was they verified what the Bible said. And they didn't want to tell anybody. And they've been covering it up the whole time. Lying about fucking satellites. Satellites hang from balloons, man. We've seen it. the spy satellite from China. Was that, maybe that wasn't even from China. I don't know, it had Chinese parts on it, so maybe it was ours. I remember that. It had Chinese parts. It's probably ours, because everything we have is Chinese. We even, oh my God. Our spy missiles are made in China. Oh, not spy missiles, satellites. But those things crash all over the place. They're helium balloons. NASA's purchases more helium than anybody in the world. And they're going to need an explanation for that. So what else could it be? Are they like they're doing clown shows, giant clown shows? All right, I'm gonna cut this off. Peace out. I gotta go home and feed my diabetic cat.